Hello, today is April 3rd, and we are at Morgan State University at the Health and Service building. So welcome to Be More Unfiltered. My name is Rupkat Nafu,
Hi, and I'm Delana Watkins.
and I'm from R&D Associates.
And I am an R&D Associate Ambassador and founder of the Women's Wellness Lounge.
Yes, we have a really fantastic occasion today where this is the last day of class at Morgan State for our ambassadors that are here, that are students. And today we have a session on the role of barbers and beauticians in promoting health, not just sexual health, but health in general, and building on youth development and apprenticeship opportunities.
Yes, it's so great because I think we don't really realize the role that barbers play in the community. So this will be a great insight to really see how effective your barbers and beauticians are in the community as it relates to sexual health. You know, as you're getting your hair washed or getting your buzz cuts, we tend to get a little loose with our lips. And so I find that oftentimes we share, and it's an opportunity to have perfect, great information rather than misinformation because we're in the community. We're vulnerable at that time and we tend to build trust.
Yes, there are trusted leaders in the community, right? Why do we reveal so much of ourselves to
We
barbers
do
and beauticians?
because we feel like we're vulnerable there. You know, we are relaxed. We're getting our services, we're getting our hair washed, and we feel like with them, there's no judgment, like it's a safe zone. I always feel like if I can take my wig off in front of you, I must trust you. So I think that that's how they feel. Like if you can see me with my hair dirty or, my hair uneven or cut, it's like I'm bearing my soul to you. And so while I'm vulnerable, it's like I don't give information.
The way you describe that, that makes sense. That really makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is about innovation, public health, community public health innovation. So we're going to hear directly from the barbers and beauticians on how they're integrated health in the work that they do, and also youth development and apprenticeship. So let's turn our attention to them. And thank you for joining us in this special day.
Let them all up. We have the stations will come and set them up. We just open them up. We ready to go. We can set up an operation like a military. Anyway, we can go in the middle. We can go out there right now and set up a table, give us a radio, and maybe even a tent. And we can set up a little hub right there. We can start cutting hair. We used to back in the day, bro. Tori tell you, we used to go out and cut hair. We used to have run plugs all over the place and the generators, run all that stuff. We don't need that no more. Everything is cordless, everything is wireless, so we can go and we totally ready to cut hair. So my daughter, Kamaria, is it speak, Kamaria.
I'm Kamaria. My father trained me. I graduated like 5 times. Yeah.
I made her come when she young when she was middle school. She'd get in trouble in school. Like, you come to barber class every day, every Sunday you come to barbering class. And so every time she get in trouble, she had to come through the new barbering class. So she a part of cohort 1, 3, 5, 7, you know what I'm saying? So that's why she said she graduated so many times. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to work with my daughter, be able to have her with me every single day when we out cutting and all. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, and I love it. I was so happy and proud of her. Last week she went out. She took the first part of her barbering examination, so she passed that, the practical. And so now she's working on the theory part, so we'll get that. And then after that, all of y'all gonna be invited. I'm gonna tell Dr. Butler come to her big party, because the reason why it's gonna be a big party is because she will be the first woman from all of my years to graduate and do the apprenticeship and pass the class. She will be the first. She'll be my first woman. Yeah, and my daughter at the same time. So that's why I said we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate this. Yeah. So when we walk in, Kamaria tell you that let me get my little recording glasses. Okay. Okay, all right. So when we go out, a lot of times we go into some very rough spots. I ain't even gonna call the name out of the places because I don't want to put the name out. But we walk. She'll tell you when we walk in. We walked in the place the other day, and the time before we go to this place every other week. We walked in, and before we went this time, a guy, he said, "Oh, you teach barbering classes?" On my barber, we had like 5 barbers in there. He said, "Man, I'm interested." He's about 55. I said, "All right, cool. Give me a call. You know, we work it out." Gave my phone number. That was it. Came back Wednesday. This Wednesday, we walk in there. We got all our stuff. We coming in there, ready to set up as usual. And the guy's in there. So he say, "Well, what's up, man? How you doing?" He said, "Hey, what's up? How you feeling?" He said, "All right." So we walking in there. He walking in there too. You know what I mean? So all of us walking in, he walking in. And I said, he got a little case. So he walking in. He said, I said, "All right." He said, "Where I'm setting up at?" And I was like, "What you mean setting up? You setting up for what?" He said, "I'm coming to cut with you." So I said, "Bro, you not cutting with us?" Like, what you talking about? He said, "No, remember we talked last time?" I said, "We talked, but you never called me. You gotta take my class. You know, it's an operation. You know what I'm saying? That's procedures that you gotta go through. You can't just come and cut." So he said, "No, we talked and this, that." And I said, "Bro, we never talked, you know." So I'm like, he said, "No, man, you gonna let me, come on, bro." So I'm like, "All right, I get what you." I said, "You playing, right?" He said, "No, I'm not playing." I said, It's April Fools. It's April Fools. I know you playing. You joking, right?" "I don't play like that, man." So this became a big thing. She'll tell you, but 20 minutes, she started telling you, started getting a little worried because
And mine's like it's funny, like oh my god, the team's getting bad, like.
and he started. Then I had to lane. I'm like, "Look, man, look. I don't look. I'm a professional barber. I don't play like this. You're not cutting with us." So I told the people like, either he gonna cut or we gonna leave. I don't know what y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what this is right here. And the guy, he stayed there, and they wound up talking to him. He packed it. Oh, because he even went on the table across from us and he started putting his stuff out. And I'm like, "Look, if he don't put that thing up, you know what I'm saying, we leaving." Anyway, he wound up putting this stuff up and he stuck around, you know what I'm saying, said, "I'm gonna call you, all right?" Say, "Just call me, man." But this is the type of stuff in this facility, they deal with a lot of mental illness in this facility too. So I know he got some kind of mental illness, there anyway, because we didn't talk. I don't let nobody come cut with us like that. We'll go places, and we went last week to a place, and the shelter we cut is right across the street from another place that's, it's on the other side. So this Caucasian guy, he over, you know what I mean? Kamari cuts his hair. She cut his hair. The whole time he was dozing off. He was nodding off. He was high on something. I don't know what he's high on. We went back on Saturday to the shelter across the street, cutting people hair. And then comes the same guy to come get a haircut. So as he coming in, I'm saying, "You just got a haircut the other day." He said, "No, I didn't." I'm looking at Kamari. I said, "Kamari, didn't you cut his hair the other day?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "I've never seen you guys a day in my life." So I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. I'm starting to get confused now. I'm like, "Damn, did we cut his hair?" Or I'm just maybe thinking he's somebody else, Because I'm like, they all look like, no, I'm but I'm looking, I'm like, dang. So then I asked Kamari again, you know what I'm saying? She said, "No, Daddy, and then I'm looking, I'm like, "Look, you gotta get out of line. We not cutting your hair today. You just got a haircut 2 days ago." So it's like, we deal with different things in there, but overall, 95% of the times it's beautiful. Like the people, they really appreciate it. People, I mean, we cutting people hair down who got froze, who ain't had haircut in like a year, you know what I mean? 2 years, some people who just trying to get their life together. And it's beautiful. She'll tell you it's a beautiful experience. This one guy, we go in there, he dance. "Look at me now. Oh, I'm straight, I'm sharp." And he'll take their little money. Some of them in shelters, they don't have much money. They'll go, "Y'all want something to drink? I'm treating everybody." No, I got you. No, I got you. And they come back, they come in, they buy them drinks and stuff like that. So the people are appreciative and we really appreciate them. It's like something that does something for my soul because I love making people happy. I love the transformation. I got 2 for 1 because the same time that we doing what we call Healing Cuts Ministries, when we out cutting the hair, it's Conscious Heads Barber and Boot Camp. I get to see my barbers grow at the same time. So I'm sitting there like, she getting good. He getting good. And client get up and happy. So it's heaven for me. It's heaven for me. And I love to do that, at the same time. So that's what we do. So we create this right here. We put all our stuff up. And then it ain't a barbershop until we put the music on. So we come in, boom, put the music on, and then that's what we do. Today, Kamari, what she'll do, she'll demonstrate. She's just gonna do like a regular haircut. I don't like it real sharp. She just do something real light that she's gonna do, while we sitting here. The OG of the whole barbering game right now is Brother Troy. Give him a big round of applause. I definitely say that he's the OG. He put a lot of us on, from shop to shop. Troy was the one organizing us during COVID time. He brought about 20 different barbers and stylists together during that time, and he would bring us in, and he made things available, resources available to a lot of us. So we got a lot of respect for Brother Troy and what he's been doing with More Than a Shop. I'm a member of More Than a Shop. We've done this quite a few times, Cherry Hill to I don't know wherever we've been. We bought the barbers out. Yeah, yeah. So he's the OG. I'll let him take over from here. That's Kamara. You got something else you wanted to say? All right. So what I'll do, she'll break me up. You want me to play my minis, or y'all was about to play something else? I mean, I see who in here, so we'll play with y'all, like, you know what I mean?
Like, you sure? Okay.
You want us to do our barbershop thing? All right, give y'all the whole
Yeah,
experience.
do that.
Okay, all right, cool.
You probably listen to him every day. You can do it as loud as you want. No one doesn't feel the thing.
I'm seeing what the crowd is right now, so I'm just playing with. I'm thinking that what y'all want to hear in here. It's the clean version, though.
You know what I said? Man, they get you well.
That's the bar stage. Oh, let me cut this back on.
As the boss, I'm a barber myself. All right. I'm the guy that started cutting hair on my foot when I was 13 years old. You get what I'm saying? 13, it's the 80s. I got this type of hair. I'm in junior high school. My mother cut my hair, and I couldn't go to school like this. So I went in the bathroom. I had to do something. And woo, I'm just starting to like girls. You know what I mean? Y'all call it middle school. It was junior high, boy. You get what I'm saying? I had this hair. Oh my gracious. My mother gave me that straight bowl haircut. Better shut up, go to school, and don't worry about what they say. And she was good. I couldn't face y'all like that. So I went in the bathroom and I started messing around. Then I had another buddy. This situation was worse than mine. He was like, cut my hair. From there, I started cutting hair. He was cutting hair, and he go to the barber shop, hang out in the barber shop, and I met these two guys that were my mentors. About 15, 16 now, and I'm out Cherry Hill. And wasn't a whole lot of people cutting hair back then. The only people that was cutting hair was the old men. You get what I'm saying? But I knew that if I got just an inkling of the talent that these men had, I had a fighting champion. And back then, I'm gonna be real with y'all. In the 80s, they started bringing the packages into our community. And my homeboys, they were rolling. And I'm cutting hair, and they like, boy, I don't care how much hair you cut, you ain't never gonna make this one. And they were going in pocket, they were pouring knocked out of all their pockets. Until they got locked up. And then they called me, so they needed my sister come and get points, you know what I mean? Wow, you getting fine. I was like, all right. And in return, what they would do when they would come home, they would have their workers come to me, and I would start to make like $5, $3 to $5 a head. Right?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. This was like 83, 84. This was before y'all was even exist. You know, but that was a lot of money. And what they would do is, in return, when they would come back, they would try to flash up like, no, but they would send their buddies to you that was part of their clique. And all of them would give me like $20 a piece. So I was like, okay. But I started realizing that I was building my own sense of self-esteem, awareness, and I built a reputation, and made a lot of money cutting hair. And there was a barbershop out there, and I'm living in Cherry Hill. And, you know, historically, Cherry Hill was the largest black community in the nation. Everything in Cherry Hill was black. Everything. The police, the first Head Start program in the nation started in Cherry Hill. All right. The police, the firemen, the shopping center, and my whole life expectancy was to work at that shopping center. And one guy, Mr. Heavy, God rest his soul, he my whole thing I wanted to work on the Cherry Hill shopping center. But that was my life. And I went there and he was like, well, you gotta go get a license. And he took me up to, told me to go to Barbers when I went to the West Side Skill Center. I took a bar. And what happened was that I'm in Barbers, I'm at the Skill Center, I'm cutting hair, and I'm representing the city of Baltimore at speaking competition. We're going to New York, DC, and I'm the guy from the porch, and I'm building a reputation around the city because back then Baltimore was very segregated. If you lived in West Baltimore, you stayed in West Baltimore. If you lived in East Baltimore, you stayed in East Baltimore. The only people that could move around the city freely were athletes and illegal pharmaceutical distributors. Okay? And myself as a bar, because I wasn't a club bar, I was like, and I could cut hair. I actually could cut hair. And I was going places and doing things, and Mr. Heavy, you gonna give me that chair? And he was like, you gave your barber teacher come. Make a long story short, I had my barber teacher come to the barber shop to talk to Mr. Heavy. And you know, like, I'm a teenager. And I'm telling everybody I'm coming off the porch, I'm working in the barber shop. And Mr. Heavy was like, no. And I was devastated, I was crushed. Because if you ever had a dream and an idea of where you wanted to be, it was at that place. You were like, no. Make a long story short. Like, what? And I was wrecking. And I would do things that a young person would do. I would go to the barber shop, say like, the place was fried. Everybody getting them pizza. I would go in the barber shop, wait till the barber shop was real crowded. Then I would make an announcement. Well, I'm going home now. Let everybody know I'm going home, and everybody will leave the barber shop and meet me at the house, get them $3 and $5 haircuts instead of paying him his $10. You get what I'm saying? And one day I walked by, he said, look here, you little, the next time you do that, we'll call the police on you. We're gonna shut you down. And I was like, why you want you that kid you scared? And he told me, that was barber said, Troy, if you ever say you too big for this, they don't want to hold you back. But I'm a kid, I couldn't process it. But I went place and I went from barbershop to barbershop in the city. From Old Town Mall, Roger, Mr. Wink, W.W. Wink. I worked in main. I know everything about cutting hair. From men to women, I can even style them. But I wanted to be a barber that bad. And I went from barber to barber. And at the time, my friends used to tease, you that puppy. Whatever they say you do, I didn't care what my friends said because I knew I had a chance if I just got a little bit of what they had. And make a long story short, I went from barbershop to barbershop. And then in the 90s, I came across this last of these legendary barbers, Mr. Lenny Clay. Mr. Lenny Clay had a barbershop, but in his black barbershop, it was a black barbershop. When I say black, you know, he had elected officials. Oprah Winfrey used to come in. Earl Monroe. The first time I ever met black judges, lawyers, politicians. And I'm a kid and I'm thin. And I'm like, when Minister Farrakhan was coming to Baltimore, and they was on the prep for the Million Man March, they would invite Mr. Lenny to come there and eat ice cream with the men. When they were shooting, Spike Lee was shooting his first movies, the Nation of Islam was doing the security, and I was cutting all of that. So I was exposed to a whole nother world, other than just maintenance men. And guys around the block. And I've practiced to that. Make a long story short, I saw something. And what I saw was in the 80s and the 90s, you had a lot of barbers and barbershops that the barbers never collaborate. The stylists never collaborated. In the meantime, a black television show takes place called The Cosby Show. And now I'm seeing black people doing something different. Professional black art and all of that. And I'm attracted to that. Like I said, I'm a kid. I'm in my teens. And they used to have these after hours, nightclubs. I had no business being there, but I'm a child and I'm there. And all the barbers and all the beauticians from around the city would go there and they would ego trip. But they never collaborated. Make a long story short. If you notice from all them old barbershops, beauty salons, that your parents and grandparents went to, your aunts and uncles, when those barbers died, those shops, all the barbershops and salons closed. You understand the reason why? The reason for that is historically, and if you do the research, you'll find out. Coming out of slavery, the first two jobs that a black person had as their own entrepreneur was a barber and a blacksmith. And being a good barber, you travel from plantation to plantation and you pass the word information. And they also became ministers because through the gospel word, the sharecroppers and those masses didn't mess with that. So a good barber could go from plantation to plantation, carry the word, and they knew what was going on, and they had the better perks. They dressed better, they did this. But they were also shared, they were also indebted servants. And if you were a sharecropper, you knew it's best to have people work for you. I'll teach you everything you know, but I'll never teach you what you need, because with that mindset, you don't need me if I teach you how to be independent. Right? And I started. So now I'm cold and I'm doing some things and I'm moving around. And I'm a barber and doing some things in the community. And things are happening and moving. And I get caught in gentrification. We're talking about that in the 2000s. This man, Mr. Lenny, at his barbershop, he had everything that he needed, but he was driven by ignorance. When I say ignorance, he surrounded himself with people that made him feel superior. And he never surrounded himself with people that pushed him motivated. I move, I step out, do my own thing, and I do my own thing. I move down the street. And I used to hear him and his friends talk about what was going to happen in West Baltimore, Southwest Baltimore, the University of Maryland. I move, I come down there, and in this time, I get caught in the middle of gentrification. And they moved me out of my shop, and I got nothing out of it. And I saw it, and it was like, oh, this city free. So when I moved to another location, and everything that I learned to just learn to a particular location, I did that, and I said, I'm gonna take this barbershop and make this into an institution. And I done that, and I had a barbershop that became an institution. I've done things with art, community, gentrification, and structuring. And on Halloween 2018, I'm in my barbershop. And the guy runs into my barbershop, he shoots me. I get hit. 2 times, I had 3 holes in the back of my neck. And for the work that I was doing in the community, I'm thinking the media is going to come and they're going to tear my barbershop down. But I had done something different. I contributed to my community. I was doing block parties. I was doing sponsors with Red Bull. And they rallied around me. And I was like, what I'm doing in this one location needs to be replicated. And I done something different. I stepped out. And I started getting into these social innovative lanes through COVID. And I said I need to do something different. And that pulled forth more than a shot. And with more than a shot, it's the first time ever in history that you had black barbershops and salons come together and collaborate. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't no more competing, because what took place in the late 80s, early 90s was through the social consciousness of rap before it became hip hop, right? You had the black awareness come together, the social conscious, the movies, the television, Spike Lee, Bill Cosby, and some of black liberation, and we had collaboration, and everything took place was based off a haircut or a hairstyle. When the person went to the barbershop, they wanted a rock him. The young ladies they wanted to raise haircut that Queen Latifah had, salt and pepper. You get what I'm saying? The collaboration was coming together, but how was the beat started? So how did they do that? They started forming barber battle, the competition, and once again, the collaboration went away. And then you started having barbers and stylists battling for a trophy. You understand? And I saw that. So I was like, you know better, you gotta do better. And that's what for more than a shot, because we are more than just barbers and more than just stylists. And we formed a network of barbers and beauticians around this city. And we worked in the healthcare service. And with that, you had Brother Jabbar over here that had a barber boot camp. And we collaborated. And in that, we have done community work. International
You did the
international station came to cover the story that we did. But it wasn't about it. It was about what Brother Jabbar was doing. We took it and did it at his location. And from there, we set the tone for what's happening in the nation as far as community awareness. You know what I mean? Instead of just going to the barbershop and you talk about, hey, my back hurt and my feet swelling, I'm not sleeping. Well, have you had your blood pressure? When last time you talked to somebody about your issue? What issue? Every time somebody comes, you got nothing good to say. You know what I mean? Well, let's have somebody come in. You can talk to them. You get what I'm saying? And we brought forth that, even with the sexual awareness. You can be aware of sex, but do you know the signs, the early health signs when it comes to STDs? You know what I mean? What can be treated? What couldn't be treated? What about condoms? Do you know the proper ways of using a condom? What about the young ladies, having young ladies ever use the female condom? We did collaborations with RnD Associates where we provide, information and resources. When COVID kicked in, whether you know it or not, what was the last thing that was closed down and shut down that wasn't never shut down during the pandemic? You know what that was? Barbershop and Beauticians. Liquor stores and barbershops and beauty salons. And they pacified the trauma with a substance, alcohol. But with the barbershops and beauty salon, I received a phone call. They said, you can't do that. You gotta make a place for people to come. And we did that. You get what I'm saying? And when you went to the barbershop, it was supposed to be set up where only you or one other person could come. Right on. Because we had to provide the services to keep the community running. With that, now we do things such as sexual awareness, trauma. When the COVID took place, we addressed COVID. We were the only one in the nation where you could come to a barbershop and get vaccines and vaccination information and awareness. what is taking place now is with corporate America, they understand that, and I ain't trying to offend nobody, but the black church has lost its credibility in our community. The funding has been took back. So now they come in there to us, the barbershops and do the things. And if we're not aware, we will be exploited. And to avoid that, we have to bring forth the collaboration, the education, the information, the touch. And that's when we had the collaboration with barbershops and beauty salons and that. Such as Brothers Bar. You know what I'm saying? He's working in untraditional settings where he set forth the law where once upon a time a barber could only have one apprentice. Now you have 3 apprentices because of this young man right here. You know what that took? That took a lot of determination, great people, sacrifice. For him to have his daughter working with him to be the first female barber to get a license, you can't take that for granted. Because over 8 years, I know this man has had over 100 women, female barbers in Kenya. But that one was enough. You get what I'm saying? And now what's taking place is you have stylists that's coming in and you have to bring forth information in a way. From we work with mental illness, you know, substance abuse, re-entry. When you come home from jail, what's the first place a person want to do? They want to get their hair cut, whether it's a man or a female. Where can I get a job? I gotta get a driver's license. I'm looking for some place to go. Your barber is the first, or your stylist, the first person that you ask what they do. If they don't know, then you gotta go someplace else. But if they know someplace where you can go, and you got a program and you got a startup, you help that. You get what I'm saying? You gotta look at this on a whole nother aspect. Well, it's not a coincidence that me and Jabal here. This is for y'all. It is working for us. Y'all are guaranteed a better chance in breaking that vicious cycle and doing something different. I'm the kid that started cutting hair at 13. You know what I'm saying? My son was a graduate of Morgan State. He's a Morgan alumni. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you how my son became a Morgan alumni. Because his father was a barber. Now, I'm gonna take it back one step further. His father was a barber to one of the greatest congressmen that we ever had in this state, in this city, Mr. Elijah Cummings. And my son came to me and he said he wanted to go to DC, and I knew Mr. Cummings. And my son went to DC as a page. He represented the city of Baltimore, Mr. Cummings. And it was something different. Because the real truth, my son's family, they so dope. Okay? These are part of the family that you see in the wire. Because his father had a chance and had a relationship. And my son, if they wanted to do something different, he went there. And when he went there, Mr. Cummings said, "Do you want to go to school?" I was like, "Listen, man, I can't afford no college." Mr. Cummings said, "I didn't ask you if you want to go to school." So he did it. For me being a boss, my mother was a factory worker. Okay? I didn't know who my father was. But I did something different because I was exposed to men, community, and I took that responsibility and that obligation. And with that, he was doing something different. You know what I'm saying? So now, your brother Jabbar, for what he's doing, that is groundbreaking. Because he tapped into, how old is your youngest one to come to that?
We got him as young as 10.
10. 10. And now, the barber, they charge you $50, $60, $70 a head. And I ain't even guessing on how much the stylist charge. 500.
500.
Dang. You get what I'm saying? Easy.
500.
You get what I'm saying?
Y'all go get your head down. How much y'all pay? Like 300? Easy. Easy.
You say you ain't got no rate.
So that being said, right?
Tell.
But you got to tip them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And see,
Yeah, for real.
so with that being said, right? One of the things that we bring forth there is financial literacy. Because if you going from doing nothing and then you getting $5,000 a week as a stylist, you making professional money. Huh? You ain't selling drugs. You ain't on a pole. You making the money that you went to school for doing hey, but you are financially illiterate. So now, what you doing? You driving the latest Tesla, but you don't have no financial literacy. So you never retire. So now we're teaching about financial literacy. And the other thing that people might not be aware of, barbers and beauticians suffer very high from substance abuse, mental illness, and physical abuse. Because if I cut your hair, and I'm talking about me, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning, I open up your shop, and you come in the shop and you tell me, man, they cut my neck. Okay? And I know you, and I've been cutting your whole family hair. Your nephew is my nephew. You get what I'm saying? Then 3, 4 haircuts later, the shooter come in and say, Mr. Troy, I didn't even want to do it. I'm like, what you talking about? He moved and the gun went off. I ain't mean to kill him. That's just 2 people before 12 o'clock. And I got people the rest of the day until whenever I shut down. You know that trauma that I gotta carry? I can't say nothing. And that's just one day. That don't have nothing to do with what I gotta go home to with my own family. You get what I'm saying? That's trauma. And what we do when we uneducated, unaware, we find a way to suppress it. Alcohol, sex, physical abuse, and mental health. So now with that, with me understanding that, we also bring forth someone that can help educate and address those issues with our barbers to help you out. Okay, you know better, you do better. More than a time. If we're more than just. This is the first step. So when you made the relationship with Miss Raptor, and you ready for this one? Miss Raptor will work with my son. You didn't know all that about this, dog, did you? Okay? And we got to take on responsibility. This is not the 60s. This is not the 70s. This ain't the 90s. This ain't even the 19. We are in the 20s. You know better we do that. We got to bring forth responsibility and accountability in our own community. Y'all the prep, because y'all always look at me, I got gray on my face. You get what I'm saying? This man right here, this young man, his daughter is the next in the present. It's the same thing with y'all. You would have never told me that I would be sitting up here talking to y'all. You know what I mean? I was talking to the doctor there earlier. You would have no idea of what I have encountered being on the front line to bring forth justice, representation, and stability in the community as far as being a bar. You get what I'm saying? And they coming to me deep. Brother Jamal, he's saying it now. You get what I'm saying? So they don't have no regard, but we breaking the vicious cycle. The whole world right now, and I'm saying this to each and every last one of y'all. The whole world is no longer watching New York. They're no longer just watching what's happening in Atlanta. They're no longer just watching what's happening in Chicago or LA. The world is watching y'all, what's happening here in Baltimore. And if you think that I don't know what I'm talking about, do something and watch how groundbreaking it'll be. Are they watching you, Jabbar? Okay. It's not about nowhere else. It's about what's happening in Baltimore City as we speak. Y'all are it. Y'all need the pay. Y'all are it. It's your time, it's your day. Wait a moment. They're watching us. And they have eyes on us. If you think it ain't so, do something.
Okay, yeah, so that's the OG Corey right there, you know what I'm saying? Give him another big round of applause.
You know what? Let me tell you something. This is like this is something that you're never gonna get. I mean, I know some of y'all are not from Baltimore, from different areas, right? But this is golden. This is something that you're not gonna get. This is something that we don't learn in the classrooms or anything. I want you to ask as many questions as possible. In a few weeks, you all are gonna be community health workers. You're gonna graduate. These are our graduating seniors. All right, so grab the applause. If you go out and work for it, you have to put community in the forefront. This is why I brought this to you. You know, because I can tell you all day long what we do in the community, but you gotta see it. I want you to see it. I want you to touch it. What questions do you have? What questions?
So, believe it or not, I was the barber until the pandemic kicked in, that I did a community event. It started out as my customer appreciation.
Yeah.
It overpoured into the street, now Highlands Mall. It was one of the biggest block parties in the city that was free. And with that being said, I say, right? I had two stages for y'all the 30 and under, and I had another stage for the 40 and under, 40 and over. All right. But we had a DJ, we had y'all doing open mic and all of that on one side where the city guards was, right? And to set the tone, I did not bring in no round table. I brought the elbow cocktail tables with black drapes. So with that, people had to interact and mingle instead of sitting around and being antisocial. I brought a black chef in to cook and prepare dishes. And I did not serve hamburgers and hot dogs. Because I was always told, if you want something, you set it the way you want. And what I wanted the kids to see and the people in the community to see, black chef, cooking and preparing food. And we didn't serve hamburgers and hot dogs because it wasn't a hamburger, it was a community event and everything was free. Okay? Red Bull was one of my sponsors. University of Maryland. Okay? Kaiser Permanente. All primary care providers were sponsors. I'm talking about a barbershop that was sponsored. Okay? A barbershop. Okay? And we gave out awards for other community people. And when the sponsors came in and they wanted to bring in their partners and other nonprofits to come in and clean up, I told them no. You know why? Because see, the thing with it was, it would have been disrespectful and insulting to the people that's in the neighborhood that help out and clean up. Because when I leave that shop, they still there. So at the end, I say, listen, I need you to do me a favor. Can you help me out? What you mean, Troy? Hey, after everybody done, can you set up and, help me set up and break it down? And at the end of the night, people like, man, I'm thank you, Lord. Let me give you this for my appreciation. Okay. You get what I'm saying? It's community. It's involved. And we did that until the pandemic took place.
Keep talking. Sorry, for just 1 minute. I just want to get this footage. That's all.
So, you know what I'm saying? To collaborate with other people like Jabbar with Conscious here. Brother Jabbar, he knew other people, but we built that rapport. So when they came to me and like, "Oh, you want to do something with these kids, these haircuts?" Hey, Jabbar, would you be willing? He came in. And then everything that we did, I made sure that he was compensated. You get what I'm saying? But I wasn't doing what the priors had done for me, where they kept the money and told me, don't worry about that, boy. No, you treat people the way you want to be treated. So we did major events. I haven't done nothing in the last couple of years. But the community is reaching out for me to do something else. So I'm trying to figure out what could I do that would be engaging enough for y'all to come. And I want to say this. When I did this in Southwest Baltimore, over there by Hollis Market, where on television they depicted that as the worst part of the city between where they shot the wire in the corner. The event started at 7 o'clock, 6:59, until 2 in the morning. Are you ready for this one? There wasn't no cars broken in, nobody was stuck up, and it wasn't no shooting. And do you understand why? Because of the community engagement and the relationships that I have. Because when I come and I say, listen, man, we're gonna do the block party. I don't want nothing happening. If something happens, I'm gonna hold you accountable. What you mean? Get locked up and you need to go to court. Who can speak up for you? Most mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles ain't going. You're right, Mr. Troy. Thank you. I got you. Building relationships, having some integrity, doing something meaningful, being a decent human being, respecting my neighbors and my community. You get what I'm saying? I learned that as being a barber. I learned that from being around educated people. I learned that. I never was perfect. You know what I'm saying? So when me and Jabbar worked and we collaborated, this is what you do. Let me get out the way. And you got it. You know? Any questions for Mr. Jabbar?
Well, I have a question for both everybody. I know I can't hold the weight. My name is Esther. So the question is, like, you spoke of financial literacy, but I feel like the root of that is also literacy, period, in Baltimore community. So how do you in the barbershop community help beyond that community literacy, like in helping them get educated and be around more like-minded, educated people? And then the second question was, how do you stay motivated to keep them? Do you stay motivated to keep impacting them or helping them in your community? Because you mentioned 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. You're already hearing like 3 different traumatic stories. So how do you help yourself too?
When I found out I had to do something that was untraditional in my set. I had to go and talk to somebody, a therapist. Because the way I came from, that was taboo. That's crazy. You don't do that. But being around people, I had to do something different and say, man, you need to talk to somebody about that. You get what I'm saying? Because the hard wall come up and say, your issue is your issue, that ain't mine. But being responsible, you got to do something different. Go ahead and learn how to talk to people. You know what I mean? Yeah. What was yours, Jabbar?
Okay.
How you have it?
What was the second?
The second one was, how do you help yourself help people? And the first one was on literacy. How do you help improve literacy in the community?
We got a lot of resources in the barbershop. I mean, because we cut everybody's hair. from senators to delegates to whoever it may be. Like when somebody needs somebody car breakdown, man, you know somebody to fix tires? They gonna call us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my man Jim down.
Oh, yeah.
I'll call you right back in a few minutes. Let me get Jim number. You know what I mean? That's what we known for. Like
Yeah.
they come to us for every resource. So we have people that, do GED classes, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But people know to come to us for those different things. And you were saying, how do you
help yourself help others? Like, what do you pour into yourself? Like you said, therapy.
man. Yeah, because you do, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I love my people. I really do. But they get on my nerves at the same time. Like really, really. There's another barber that was supposed to be here tonight. You know what I mean? And it was like she was coming, and then she called back, then she wasn't coming, then she was coming again, and she wasn't coming, and he'll tell you, I mean, there's a lot of times we do these apprenticeships, I train barbers. Sometimes they leave, they don't stay, sometimes they don't finish. The program drive me crazy. I give you all your hours and then you won't take your test. Like, you know what I mean? That was a waste of my, you know what I mean? Which I know it's not a waste still. But, it's a love-hate thing. I mean, I love my people. But it's like I hate the things that they do at different times. But keeps me motivated. I just really love my people and just when I see just one or two of them go through, you know what I'm saying? Like it keeps 5% go through, it keep me motivated. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see them they doing like little strokes and stuff like my mind, you know what I mean? And every little thing that they do, I'm motivated. My daughter, she doing certain things. I would say I was more nervous than she was. She don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for her to call like, hello? Like, what's up? What's up? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's like, I love when, the people are happy. I mean, that motivates me, being in my shop and just watching my barbers, because everybody working in my barber shop all come out of my classes. They all licensed barbers. Some of them master barbers now and everything. But that motivates me. When I walk in sometimes, like, all right, I'm really making a difference. You know what I mean? I'm really making some things happen. You know what I mean? So, to keep motivated spiritually, you gotta, you gotta listen to motivational stuff. I mean, I don't care who it is. It's a imam, Muslim, Christian, whatever that positive message, Ifa, wherever that positive message may come from, I'm trying to listen to it to keep myself motivated. I ain't gonna mention that because it's gonna make me tear. But yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The literacy factor. But whether you know it or not, Enoch Pratt has reached out, right, to barbers and salons with that to address the issue of literacy. So what they've been doing is they have distributions of tablets. And everything now with y'all is what? Tablet. I got a 4, a 3, and a 6-year-old grandkid. Man, they hit me on them. They blowing my mind. Know what I mean? My grandson sent me his latest avatar. Damn, boy, you make me feel old. You get what I'm saying? But it's literacy. You get what I'm saying? And say like, right now, what I used to do in my shop before I shut it down, it's Easter. It's our busiest time. What I found out through experience, this time, don't put on the latest John with the most violent movie on it. Put on a Disney. Say like that one GOAT, that'll be played all day tomorrow. Mm-hmm. The reason for GOAT and address the literacy, I will have in subtitle. The reason for that is because it's kid friendly, right? And it creates dialogue. Because you have the kids trying to figure it out and they talking to the elders, even with the wildlife. But it creates a tranquil environment. You put that latest drawing with them, it's a matter of time before they get to fighting, fussing, uproar. You get what I'm saying? These are the little subtle insinuendos. And that's the thing that you learn through trial and error. You get what I'm saying? Like, wrong. Right. Put that latest thing on there. Why?
True. Even
that's
the music,
control that.
Even the music. Like, I mean, I play some stuff, but we never play some of the stuff. I mean, if it come on in the mix, it's cool, but we mix it up, but it's never real violent. It's always like we play old school. We play we play mixes off of YouTube. So I got all these DJs and stuff, but it's all edited versions. And most of the time it's like some kind of mix and stuff like that. But it's more positive and people dance and they do all kinds of stuff with that. But music is important. If you come in my shop, you'll never hear some of your most violent stuff. Like you're not gonna hear that in my shop.
You
You
hear
just
those
know you're not
whine and all of
yeah,
that.
you're just not gonna hear that in there. Oh, to be honest with you, you're not gonna hear that. You know what I mean? Because again, we trying to have an environment of healing and building at the same time. So we debate a lot over politics and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna answer that question because I said, but what motivates me too, my mom passed away like 3 years ago, and she was my girl. She'll tell you like my girl. And I wouldn't be here, you know what I mean? Barbershop, everything. So she was so kind, like one of the best mothers you can have. And anytime I'm feeling like giving up on people, I think about her. She don't let me give up on nobody. People, I give money out in the street, like I did that already. But even people I would never give money to sometimes, they come up and they be like, sir, yeah. You better say thank you to Shanita Reynolds. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Seriously, you know what I mean? So she is the heart, you know what I'm saying? She built me to be kind and loving and all, you know what I mean? So that's my main motivation for a lot of this stuff because she was with me every step of the way. Yeah. So any other question?
What's our social media? How we staying?
Oh, on Instagram, but I'm on there, but yeah, Instagram, I'm Master Barber Jabari. Master Barber Jabari.
I could share it.
And what's yours, somebody?
Oh.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's Aura by Cam.
Or Aura by Cam. Aura by Cam. And I know y'all ain't Facebook. Oh, okay, all right, cool. So it's Jabari Natur, JABARINATUR on Facebook. Yeah, so
And
I got
I
it.
featured Jabari when we had the logic modeling class, so that's the same person. So that's the connection.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my goodness. Please give them a round of applause. So we always have like a little stand, and I'll share that.
Oh yeah, can I do that? Yeah. You doing a scan? Let me get my scan.
Jabari has this like a drone.
It's a camera.
Was amazing, honey. What do you think?
Yes, so that gave you sort of really just an insight, a snapshot of what can happen, you know, and when you're visiting the barber, your beautician, your nail technician, and you build that rapport and you trust in. So that was a good insight that Mr. State shared.
Thank you so much.
Yes, about the lived experience too, you know, being relatable, being able to share, you know.
Being relatable, and that's why people are trust them with the information.
Absolutely.
And then they actually expose so much of themselves, you know, when the story about the two men, the victim, the guy that was
Yes.
shot.
Oh.
And Mr. Stanton said he has to take that home
Absolutely.
and not share with anybody because he's not calling 911.
Right.
Because they're trusted
So he's
community
in
members, so they feel like they cannot share outside what they're experiencing and their barbershop.
Yeah.
So that's challenging. So barbershops and the way they experience trauma, it's so
It's very
in some of those communities. So it was very revealing for me. So not only are they change agents to promoting
Yeah.
in the community, but they themselves are actually experiencing a lot of the health challenges.
right.
Going out there. But he shared so many reasons and examples
Yeah.
why barbershops are just great places to promote health, to promote good development. We give some
They create a portal of entry for resources, a portal of entry for referral,
yeah,
portal of entry to connect people with resources.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, they come in, they see them, you know, maybe they notice that, like you said, your ankles are swollen, they're complaining about being dizzy, lightheaded, you know, bleeding, whatever they may be. And subtly,
Yeah.
they can be sharing that information. And then you say,
Yeah.
oh, maybe you need to check out here, maybe you need to go there. I have a resource for you here.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah, I was really fascinated by the story about being like, you know, the idea that he shared about how they're a resource for returning citizens.
Yes.
Like the first place they go to
Yep.
is to get their hair
That hair
done.
right.
So
Here.
I'm gonna grab them where they're there to give them a variety of resources that are available in the community. So he says he's got all this information to
Right.
get them. I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was fantastic that he was partnering with us around sexual health promotion, and he trained his team and distributed condoms. So they distribute condoms out there
At the shop.
for free and sexual health information and then rapid information and all that. So I hope you, the audience, I hope you learn
I
a
hope you
lot.
know that it's more than a shop, right?
It is more than a shop.
Hope
It
you
is
know that's more than a shop.
And keep it alive, keep it growing. And thank you for Be More Unfiltered in Baltimore. We will continue to bring you such interesting information about the great stuff that is happening right here
Right here.
in Baltimore. And tuning out from Morgan State University, our lovely HBCUs. And thank you all for being with us.
Thank you so much. Another great episode of Be More Unfiltered in the
And,
community.
please,
Yes.
partnership is the way to go. Shining. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.